Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing out there today? I got a kazoo. You want me to play it?
Yes.
Freaks my dog out. What do you want me to play?
What do you want to do?
Is it anybody's birthday? I wish you could see Zane. He's backing up. If you have a request, let me know. Pick a tune, any tune. Just making sure I know it. I'm out here talking and nobody's listening.
Not a one. You catch them all away with your kazoo.
I wish I could get Zane on here. He's leaving. He's gone. All right. Anybody out there? Hello. Maybe we'll just go home. Yeah. That'll work. All right. We're just waiting to see if anybody wants to talk to us. We're going to talk about synchronicity today. Apparently, you guys are not lined up synchronicity with us right now, or you'd be on here.
Watches.
Synchronize our watches. That's it.
My Mickey Mouse watch died. Its battery went boom.
You went boom.
It went boom. Seriously, it was a Mickey Mouse watch.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. Well, we're almost in here 2 minutes and nobody's on here, so.
Come on, folks. Come say hi.
It's raining out. You can't be outside weeding the garden or planting the flowers.
I did that today.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to do it today and I decided not to do anything.
Oh, yeah. It's raining out there. And it was wet when I came in.
Yeah. It was like too much like work. I've been running all week, every day. And I said, I ain't doing shit today.
You shouldn't.
Somebody sent me a friend request. Hello, anybody home? Well, what do we do if nobody gets on here? Do we talk to ourselves or?
I guess we'll just talk to ourselves about synchronicity.
All right. Or we could just put it in for next fall and not even post this. Oh, somebody's here. Say hi. Two of us if we feel so alone.
We feel important now. We have people.
I'll play my kazoo for you. Name that tune.
Run. The dog runs.
Yeah, Zane runs away. It scares him. He doesn't like it. I'm going to use it as a training tool.
He bounces his head over like, what? You gotta be careful because he's not gonna be your friend.
I know it. I wish you could see him. He's like, the hell is that?
He's intently staring at you.
Yep.
He's gonna poop in your shoe tonight. He's gonna poop in your shoe.
Well, he's pooped a lot of places, so that wouldn't surprise me. Oh my goodness sakes. Anyway. All right, we're here to talk about, did they leave us already or what? I don't know. I don't see how they're here. Oh, we have to make this smaller, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's bigger. I think the other button's smaller.
No, I'm on the minus. Why is it doing that?
Because you made it a lot smaller. So we can't read nothing now. There you go. There you
go. All right. All right, folks. Anybody? Anybody else? Anybody around? Somebody say hi. Something. Do something in the comments so we see if we're on here. If we're doing anything. Maybe 2 people left and saw us and said, oh, shit, them again. I'm going. I'm out of here.
I thought we were loved. Or at least liked.
We're delusional.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Oh, my word. Okay. I don't know. Oh, well, we got one. Say hi.
If you're not a ghost, even if you are, please say hi.
Just do a little wave.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Hi. Hi, Michelle.
Invite your friends, ghost friends and all, please.
my Lord. We're just waiting to see if a few people get on here. We've been on here 5 minutes and you're the first one to come to hear us.
It actually stayed. There were two that came and gone. Like, boom, out.
Oh my God, my teeth are sore.
If anything, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I think sometime maybe I just should have a toddy on here while I'm doing this.
Oh God, yeah. Do you like champagne? There's peach champagne that is
No, I don't
phenomenal.
like champagne. I
Oh,
don't like wine.
hard liquor.
No, Malibu rum. Yeah,
Just on the rocks.
with Coke. Malibu and
On
Coke.
the rocks.
Malibu and Coke on the rocks.
Yeah, me. On the rocks.
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what she's talking about, Michelle? I don't know what she's talking about. She loses me. How do you look so little sitting over there?
Because they're little. I am little. Thanks. I'm sitting down, slouched down in my
Okay.
chair.
All right, we got somebody.
Oh, from India.
Oh, hi. Please read for me. My court case is going on in court. Should I win and leave with my husband, somebody together again? Well, we're not really doing readings today. We're going to do them next time we're on.
In July.
Yeah.
June is our questions and answers.
Yeah, in July.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next month we're doing. Hi, Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Okay, we got a couple out here, so I guess we'll get serious here. And you good with just proceeding on?
Sure.
Okay. All right. We want your thoughts and opinions too, so please feel free to share them in the comment section. We're talking about synchronicities today and how that differs from coincidences.
Yeah.
And how we can maybe become more aware of synchronicities and how they can or cannot affect our lives and what they are trying to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to run with the start?
How about you do it this time?
Oh,
I did it last time.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay. I have my cheat sheets here.
Yeah, we
Okay.
always have cheat sheets.
Okay, synchronicity is a concept that was first introduced by analytical psychologist Carl Jung, which holds that events are meaningful coincidences. A meaningful coincidence is a synchronicity. If they occur with no casual relationship, yet seem to be meaningfully related. Okay, so that's kind of the, I guess, the base theme for this. That's kind of the base theme for our conversation today is synchronicities. So, and maybe you would want to share some of the synchronicities that in your life, or if you don't have them, if you're not aware of them, or if you have a different thought or opinion or idea of what that might be. Amy did some research as usual. She's such a studious gal.
I'm OCD. I'm not studious about that. I'm OCD.
And I'm the opposite of OCD. It's simple. Just put it out there, okay? All right. Another way to word it is striking occurrences of two or more events at one time. The difference is that coincidence is perceived as chance or luck, while synchronicities implies the presence of a deeper intelligence at work, which we would, I assume most of us would call source energy, God, the creator, the universe, whatever. So you want to go a little bit and then I'll go a little bit?
When we look at coincidence and synchronicity, they actually do coincide and can be flipped terms in a sense. I was reading in Jung's book because he would actually flip the terms depending on how he was presenting synchronicity.
Okay.
So it's a very good book. I mean, I like Jung. Hi, Kenya. But what is the law of synchronicity? The relationship to the laws of attraction. I want you guys to think about this. We've been talking about synchronicities and coincidences. My belief or my thought is nothing ever happens by just happenstance, coincidence, chance, whatever you want to call it.
Nothing ever?
Nothing.
Ever.
Ever.
Nothing. Okay.
The reason being is my belief. Blow her damn kazoo at me again. Well, think about this.
Okay.
If we're here and we have our life path, and again, this is just my belief, we kind of come into this life and with a pre-plan. We may not remember it, but we come into this life with a pre-plan of what we're supposed to do, and it's connected to our past
Is
lives.
that what you believe?
Yes.
Okay.
So coincidence doesn't necessarily
Wait a
happen.
minute. So all this shit that we go through, we planned that out
Yes, in order to learn better.
to learn better.
Yeah.
Could they just write it all on a chalkboard?
I wish. But think about that. If things were to happen by coincidence, would you learn from anything? But if you actually thought about it in law of attraction, the synchronicity that happens, you're actually learning from, and you're gaining abundance, intellect, knowledge, and passing it on. Even though when you were born into this life, you may have forgot why you were here.
May have.
Mm-hmm. Some people do, based on your past life.
Don't you think most people do?
Yeah, we'll say most people do.
Yeah. I don't know anybody that remembers anything much from their past life, unless they've had a regression, and then they don't know if they remember. I guess they remember that.
But synchronicity, especially based on the law of attraction, because the universe sends us signals which manifest in synchronicities. First law. Think about this in this way. Based on what I just said, you forgot why you're here. So if you have these synchronicities that happen, it kind of kicks that dormant memory, that buried memory. And the universe is kind of your guide in your life to give you these kicks in the hind ends or these remembrances to help you.
So you think synchronicities are connected to things that we've already known, learned, or experienced in a past life, and we just need to be reminded of it today? Sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody else is asking about readings from New Zealand. Hi, New Zealand. Hi. But we're not doing readings today, honey. We're in discussion mode. We will do them in a couple months, though. And you can get a hold of either of us on our private Facebook pages, and then you can set up a reading.
Definitely. Synchronicities are uncanny coincidences. That whole deja vu, that's an uncanny coincidence. Because your mind is actually going, oh, I remember this, or I remember this smell, or this thought, or whatever.
Feels like I've been here before. Okay.
If you have not received signs, it's a possibility you're not opening yourself up to them. So how and why does the law of attraction come in to synchronicities, coincidences, and Carl Jung especially? I really had a lot of fun with this. I did.
Okay.
If we open ourselves to signs, it will shift our egocentric conscious thinking to a greater wholeness. Thus, the synchronicities gives us a glimpse of the underlying workings of the universe and helps us to reaffirm our faith in a belief in a greater power at work, is what he had quoted to say.
Okay. I think, too, kind of along the same lines of what you just said, I think a lot of times we do have a lot of synchronicities, but we blow them off. We don't take the time to go, and kind of connect the dots. So it's again about kind of living life a little bit more consciously.
Yeah,
because we get on like cruise control and we just go.
Yeah, it's almost like like Jung had said, these egocentric consciousness. We are intelligent, higher life beings, but what we don't realize is we have our head in the sand. We literally look down. We don't look around. And think about this, even like with your EFT. People come in like you always say. You have a tree in front of you. You get that tree out of the way. There's always another one behind. Right? Mm-hmm. What if those are actually synchronicities to help that person move forward?
What's all are the synchronicities?
Those trees.
Oh yeah.
To help that person move forward. Into their evolution. So like I said, I had a lot of fun with this because you can anywhere with this, seriously. But come on, we want to hear from you guys.
Okay. Yeah, throw your comments in, your concerns, your questions, your doubts, whatever. We're here to try to handle it. Here's some examples of synchronicity. Overhearing a couple of strangers talk about something that is of great significance in your own life.
That's a good one.
That's, and I have had that experience a couple of different times. And sometimes I would go say, "Hey, I overheard you guys talking. Can I get in here?" And it ends up being a really cool conversation and possibly new friendships. Watching episodes of your favorite TV show that is all somehow has some underlying storyline or focus that you have going on.
Oh, that's creepy.
Mhm.
Damn universe just sneaks up on you and gets you.
Getting the exact message you need the most at the exact right time, like if you're going through a divorce, depression, betrayal, major life changes, etc., and having something. It could be a billboard, it could be a song, it could be a word from a stranger, it could be a word from a friend, it could be a line you read in a book, those kind of things that go, oh wow. And it's like, it's different than just casual. It kind of hits you. Those are synchronicities.
That profound feeling of Godsmack.
Yeah. Seeing the same symbols or images repeated everywhere, like in magazines, commercials, on buildings, on tattoos, all kinds of different things. There's something there that you're supposed to be picking up, you're supposed to be understanding, you're supposed to be learning. Okay. Glancing at the clock at the exact same time of the day. How many of us do that all the time?
Yeah.
Same time of day for many days on end. Seeing 11:11, 14:14, 23:23, 22:22, and those all numbers all have meanings. If you don't know what they are, look them up, find out, because there's a message there. You keep hearing it. I know. I remember reading in one of Wayne Dyer's books, that he would wake up like at 2:11 or something like that every day,
Yep.
every morning. And he said that that's the time for you to get up, put your feet on the floor, sit up, be awake, and listen, because it's source trying to talk to you. It's got a message. So, there's messages and numbers. So, hi, Tracy. Pay attention to those things. They're there for a reason, and you don't keep seeing it and experiencing it over and over and over for no reason. It's not even logical to think that you do. Okay.
That's why I said there's really no coincidences if you think about it in the long run.
I did a little research on what other cultures believe and think and feel about synchronicities. Hindus believe that synchronicity is a manifestation of Brahman, or the fundamental connection of all living things within the universe. Behavioral economists would classify synchronicity as a form of confirming bias. For example, if you're told to look for yellow cars, you'll start seeing them a lot more of them, and than you initially did beforehand.
A good example of that, for me anyway, every vehicle that I've ever had.
Oh, yeah, that happens to everybody.
Yeah. That's a behavioral economics dream of synchronicity.
You think you get this new car, and then when you get it and you start driving down the road, you see it like 153,000 cars just like it. Prior to that, you never saw it before.
Not a one.
I don't know if I would classify that as synchronicity or just conscious awareness.
Possibly both.
Quantum physics attributes synchronicity to the non-local mind, or local or universal consciousness. That makes a lot more sense to me. Okay. Trying to keep up. Hi, Sheila. Okay. Skeptics call synchronicity
apopenia,
or the practice of seeing connections and patterns in random and or meaningless data. I don't know much.
A lot of the skeptics, at least that I know, are computer data people.
Very left-brained.
Very. And they'll see like 001, 1112, these kind of things in their data. And they're very much skeptic. They don't have, unless it's scientific proof in front of them, they don't believe it. But when it comes to like computer data, they'll tell you that certain data is in that sense, they will see the connections and the patterns. Or another one of my friend, he'll see patterns in your carpet, in your linoleum, on your tile, and he'll have to count them. Hi, Sheila. that's actually part of the apophenia that they have. It's really quite interesting to look into it. It really is.
Okay. I looked up a couple of numbers. A lot of us see 1111 or 111, whatever. So if you haven't looked it up, I looked it up for you. Okay. It's a good sign. An energetic doorway is being opened in which you will experience spiritual growth. 1111 means, in summary, you are on the right path and you're being assisted by your soul, spirit guides, and or universe to consciously grow and expand. Okay. I see 444 a lot. It can mean so many positive and beneficial things in your life. When 3 4s appear, the number's energies and influences are magnified and heightened. The meaning of the number 444 also resonates with stability and forming a solid foundation. It means hard work and determination.
Oh, that's definitely you.
Yeah,
It really is.
sometimes. Today I'm lazy. I ain't did shit.
You're working. You're enlightening people.
I know, but this doesn't work. This is fun.
I know.
So, okay.
So give us examples of how to bring synchronicity into your life. I know you have a list.
You have a list.
Okay, I have a list.
How to bring synchronicities, how to become more aware and more consciously aware of the synchronicities in your life. Okay. All right.
Find and live your passion. What is your passion? It's not, a lot of the times people think that their passion is their job or their kids or whatever, which is great. And I'm not belittling that. But what is your true passion? What is yours? Miss Fran, what is your true passion? How about helping people?
Yes, I did, Sheila. I absolutely did. Shortly thereafter, right after you gave it to me.
Yes, and thank you, Sheila. I greatly appreciate that. That meant a lot to me.
You know how many? You do know how many people I see that don't know what their passion is. I do have passion, but we're going to skip on to this for a second here. A lot of people don't know, and I'm telling you, there are people that they're not kids, they're not teenagers, they're not in their 20s, they're in their 40s or 50s, and still haven't been able to figure it out.
As a reader, as a life coach, as an EFT person, I'm sure
happens a lot.
We do. We hear it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is because we are so busy doing other things that we don't devote any mental or emotional energies to ourselves to figure out what it is that we want to do, what it is. Okay, I'm going to go off on a tangent, so bring me back here. And you may have heard me say this before, but I truly believe this. I believe we all come here to planet Earth with a soul seed, something deep within us. We come in here and we're moms and grandmas and we have careers and we buy houses and buy cars and we travel and we live life. Okay, we do all kinds of things. But I believe that we each have something, and I'm not diminishing any of those. Being a mom or grandma, I'm not diminishing any of all of that stuff is important. However, I believe that there is a soul seed within all of us, that if we could get to it, and a lot of times we know when we're young, many times when we're little, what it is that soul seed is, and then it gets diminished, it gets covered up, it gets buried, it gets thrown away as, well, I'm never going to be a dancer because I've got kids and now I've got, stretch marks and it's never going to happen. But deep within that person, that's still what they want to do. That's just one example. Yep. So I think the soul seed is the thing. I don't think it ever goes away, but I think we push it away. It doesn't really go away, but we push it so deep and dark and down under that we don't nurture it anymore. However, if we can find out what that is, if you can find out what your passion is, if you can unbury that a little bit, I also have a thought that we probably realistically don't need, you guys are going to think I'm nuts, but hear me out. We don't need probably doctors and lawyers and Western medicine and a lot of the things that we have, because I think people are born with natural abilities. I'm not one of those people, but I think there's people that are born with abilities to be the medicine man, the shaman, the negotiator, the speaker, the oracle, the the healer, the builder. I know guys that are amazing at being able to fix anything or build anything. They never went to school. It's a natural, innate part of them. And I think we all have that. And but it gets buried, or the society says, well, no, you can't be an architect. You got to go to school for 150,000 years. And, you got to have this and you got to do this and you got to do that. And I think there are people out there that could very well be architects with never a day of schooling.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's almost like we allow ourselves when we're younger to let it be scrubbed from us.
Right.
And reconditioned.
So when you find your passion, when you figure what that out is and you hang on to it, then I think we've become more and more aware of the synchronicities in our lives that help to solidify that and to grow that and to nurture that.
Yeah, okay. I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay.
Pay attention. A lot of what we have talked about earlier in this conversation is we don't pay attention. We literally have blinders on every single day sometimes in our lives. We're so focused on doing the next task that we don't pay attention to the world around us. To give you guys an idea, I was running a little bit, or I thought I was going to run a little bit late today because the traffic was just crazy in the expressway and the rain and everything. And I'm like, okay, universe, help me get there a little faster without killing myself. And I literally was in town driving, and 3 lights in a row that were red as I come up turned green. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as I got to that second light, 3 more lights. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, ooh, thank you, universe. The 7th and 8th one I stopped at, but hey, it's a win. Yeah. But if I didn't consciously ask the universe for help, would that have kickstarted the synchronicity? Or would I have been aware of that synchronicity?
Would you have been aware of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to pay attention.
I think sometimes you say, well, aren't we lucky? Or wasn't that lucky?
Right.
I don't know if it's lucky.
But isn't it a manifestation of, like you said, your inner star seed becoming stronger and bringing forth what you're truly meant to be and do? As long as you pay attention.
I think.
Let go of the outcome. That's a hard one.
Because we want to control it beginning to end.
Yeah. I want it to go my way. The universe already has its plan. It's going to go the way the universe wants. It's up to us to trust that. Trust your intuition.
Back up there. Play devil's advocate.
Uh-oh.
The way the universe plans. That takes out any chance of free will, choice, decisions. But a lot of times it does.
Well, okay, yes, that statement would state that or would proceed to that. But I'm also the believer of, I'm always on the fence with this one. The universe already has its plan, going by what is you pre-planned. But it gives us enough wiggle room to make our own free will decisions.
Okay.
That's why I'm kind of on that fence.
Wiggle room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not much for...
Anybody any comments on that? Anybody?
What's your comment?
Now we're down to one person watching this. We bored them. Okay.
Trust your intuition and your inner guidance. I always tell my husband, I get a gut feeling if something's right or wrong. Always. And I literally will follow that gut instinct.
I have learned to do that. I know people personally in my life that will say, I know I shouldn't have done that, or I knew that was going to happen. When am I going to learn?
Right.
And I think it gets better. It comes better with age. Yeah. You start trusting it more and more and more.
Because if not, you're going to get into that cycle.
I do.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you are, Sheila. Thank you.
So, yeah, I think as you screw up enough times and you don't go with your gut, you start learning to go with your gut, go with your intuition. I wonder how many times, and if anybody can jump in on this, I'd appreciate it. Have you ever went with your gut and been sorry you did?
For me, no. I mean, maybe at the time, depending on what it would be, I'd kind of go, okay, well, this may not have been the best decision. But reflection, Yep.
Yeah.
No, I can always say. But for that, and I think that's because we're just human. We always are going to want to have that control, and all the way up to the very end, to the outcome, and then we'll go, oh crap, maybe this is something
I can't think of a situation where I trusted my gut and was sorry I did. I can't think of.
I trusted my gut with an ex-boyfriend. I'm sorry I did. I'm really sorry I did.
Was it your gut or was it your sacral?
Oh, believe me, it was my gut. There is nothing sacral, nothing about that relationship. Wow.
Okay. All right.
But hindsight 2020, it was a good learning lesson.
Yeah.
It really was.
Okay.
But,
All right.
So basically, make sure you trust your intuition and your guidance. That little voice in your head, that little Jiminy Cricket, it's you. It's, if anything, you'll have fun along the way. Sometimes mine drinks rum. Sometimes mine drinks rum. And I followed anyway, because hell, it's going to be an adventure. I'll learn something. Shift your energy, reflect, and embody the reality you want. And this is part of that whole manifestation. You do your vision boards, you watch your wording, because your word is almost like a verbal.
It's like a contract.
Yeah. You're putting it out there. So shift your energy, reflect on that.
And then pay attention to what you hear when you have that reflection.
Exactly.
Pay attention to the synchronicities, the things people say, the things people do, the opportunities that come to you, the opportunities you miss, the book you read, whatever. Pay attention to those things, because those are like affirming what it is you're looking for and what it is you want.
Yeah, definitely. Be in service of people, not just yourself, but of people. And for some, that's very hard. Like my husband is not a people person. He's very rare to be a people person. He's really good at that. He's really good at that. But be in service of people, because you're trying to bring that synchronicity in your life. And he's learned the hard way. There are certain people he'll say, no, I'm not doing this no more, because he followed his gut. There's others like, sure, yeah, no problem. But be in service of people. I'm in service of people, friends in service of people. And it's not easy, but it's something that we enjoy. It's literally our passion. But it's also our synchronicity. I think it's our synchronistic contract.
Right. Whatever it is that you feel you're supposed to be doing, if you pay attention and listen, watch, feel, whatever that thing is, you will get affirmations. You will get synchronistic happenings affirming that is what you're supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. If things are going down the shitter and it just ain't working, no synchronicities there, which will lead us into another part of this topic in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Relax and embrace it. Life doesn't come with a manual, but you have to realize you're the manual of your own life. Relax and embrace what you've created. To give you guys an example, I had talked to Fran probably a few weeks back, wasn't it? I was like, okay, Fran, you're great at manifesting. You're great at this law of abundance. What am I doing wrong? Help, And she's like, well, because that little tagline at the end, per week or per month or whatever. And I did. And I'm very OCD. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to breathe. Just a little bit. I'm 44. It's not as bad. So I'm like, okay, And I would catch myself going, okay, I need to change. Oh, no, I can't change that. I made myself this promise. I can't change this. Mm-hmm. I have to trust it. I have to relax. I just have to embrace it. And I started paying attention more. And little by little, it started happening. And then it started more.
Momentum was building.
Yeah. And I could almost feel that energy of it building when I really, truly just
started paying attention to what was
going on. I just relaxed and went, I cannot control this right now, because if I control this, I'm going to control the outcome. Mm-hmm. And I know what the outcome is going to be. Let's just kind of embrace, because there's got to be something I got to learn along the way. Mm-hmm. And has it been easy? No. But is less stressful to relax and embrace.
And didn't it all fall together
Oh, in a heartbeat.
better?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It was amazing how fast it fell in.
Right.
It really was. And looking back on it, I go, oh, okay. I just relax and embrace it for what it is right then and
And
there.
let things flow, because those are all parts of the synchronicities of the plan that is supposed to be in place.
Right. That I've literally
All the
created.
different things coming.
So I'm going to have Frannie do this.
Okay.
So what this is it's a list.
This is we're delving off a little bit from synchronicities into maybe why you're not getting it, or you're maybe not getting the right picture,
Right message.
the right message.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's going to tell you about a series of a topic, and then it may mean something else. So I'm going to have her do this, okay?
Well, I'm going to give it a shot. Okay.
Oh,
good.
you got this.
Okay. If you have a series of losses, thing after thing, person, a thing, a job, a relationship, you lose stuff, just losses, and it's just like goes on and on and on. It's like, Jesus, is it ever going to end? The synchronicity part of that may be that you are trying to be, the universe is trying to teach you to let go, not to hang on to everything so long, not to hang on to everything so hard. One of the greatest Buddhist concepts is that nothing is forever. Nothing, the good, the bad, and the ugly, nothing is forever. But we as human beings, we want to hang on to it all. Even the bad stuff. Jesus, you know how many people I talk to, they just want to hang on to shit that is no longer serving them. And if anything, it's disserving, not honoring them, because we don't like to let go. So if you got a series of losses, thing after thing after thing after thing, and it seems like, God, it's just never end. Those are synchronicities too. So you have to think about, what's the message here? What is it that I need to let go of?
I'm go a little bit off tangent here, a little bit kind of with the synchronicity. For me, whenever there's a death in my family, there's always two more that follows. So it always comes in threes within, a short period of time. Or it's a death, a tragedy, and then a birth. It's almost, you can see, it's every time. It always starts with a death, and either ends in a death, another death, or it ends in a birth, or it ends in a tragedy. But it always happens in threes. And the thing that my family always says is, our family, we know it's time to pay attention when three things happen in a row. Think about that.
Yep. And the question there would be, what is it that they got to pay attention to?
Reconnection. That's what the three means.
Okay. On the positive side, opportunities. If you have things coming to you, you probably heard that old joke where there was a flood and he was sitting on the roof of his house, and he kept saying, God help me, I'm going to die, the water's rising and I'm going to die. And so God sends a helicopter, and he said, no, I'm waiting for God to help me out. Pretty soon I sent a boat, and he said, no, I'm waiting for God to help me out. Pretty soon the guy's dead. Guy's up in the paradise in heaven and saying, why didn't you help me? And God's going,
What else you want? I sent you a boat, I sent you a helicopter, geez.
So when you have opportunity after opportunity, and you don't grab a hold of it, you don't experience it, you don't even look at it. Some people won't even look at it because they're blocked by fear, skepticism. But when you get opportunity after opportunity, that is synchronicity, and it's time for you to wake up and pay attention and look at it. If you don't, eventually they'll go away because you're not responding. So pay attention to opportunities. And I'm not talking just jobs. I'm talking about a job. I'm talking about a relationship. I'm talking about doing something cool for your house at a reasonable price. Everything, just opportunities to make things better for you. Listen up, pay attention to them. Informative facts revealed may mean take heed and break through denial. That's kind of heavy. So when you learn stuff about people, places, things, take a step back and look at it. Really look at it. That might be your synchronistic opportunity to say, oh, I was just thinking about that. I didn't think about it that way. oh, I don't understand why it's coming at me like that. I guess I better look at it. That type of thing. Okay. Why don't you take the next one?
Cannot find your information. Maybe you're not yet meant to really know all of it. Maybe you're not opening yourself up. Maybe you're processing the information you already do know. Again, this is where the relax and embrace it may come in. Multiple things are going wrong in your life on every level. It seems you're standing in the center of a cyclone. Everything's coming at you. Maybe it's time to step back and reevaluate and really look with fresh eyes at what's going on.
Maybe get some counsel, some coaching or something too to help you see it a little bit more clearly. Sometimes the thing with synchronicity that a lot of people forget is that we can manifest into our lives stuff, things, people, whatever, if they are cooperating components. I can't make Joe Blow down the street come and give me $1,000. I can't manifest that unless he wants to, if he is a cooperating component. And this whole thing about manifestation, people oftentimes leave that out. You can manifest when the cooperating components are all in line and want that to happen. If you don't manifest it, chances are all those cooperating components are going to go somewhere else. So hanging in there. Where were we here? Where? Point. Show me. Okay. All right.
It's actually going too with taking a step back.
Right. So when multiple things are going wrong, pay attention to it. Chances are really good. There's a message there for you. Are you being too hasty? Are you being greedy? Are you expecting on things that are
Attainable?
Right, not reality? Unreasonable? Are you manifesting in the realm of cooperating components? Okay. I remember one time, this was several years ago, back when The Secret and stuff first came out. I wanted a flower pot. I didn't want an expensive one. I don't know what I was doing, some simple little thing, something simple. And I was determined I was going to buy a flower pot for this project. And I did. It was really nice out. And I decided to walk down the street. There was a 7-Eleven. And I wanted a flower pot. But anyways, I was thinking about that. And I'm walking. I'm going to go down and get a popper or something. So I walked down there. And on the way back, when I crossed the intersection, I think of Bond or Oakley, there was a flower pot laying in the street.
Fine. Thank you, universe.
Thank you. I mean, that's very simplistic. But wherever it came from, apparently they didn't want it. I don't know if it blew off a truck or blew out of somebody's yard. I don't know where it came. I have no idea. But it was a cooperating component somehow, some way that was no longer needed there. And I needed it, and it was cooperating, whatever, and it came to me. That's very simplistic, but that's just a simplistic example of things that can be much larger.
That matrix actually just opened up and gave you what you needed.
Right.
Your physical breakdowns.
Physical breakdowns. You're sick all the time. You always got a cold. Your back hurts. Your butt hurts. Sciatic nerves driving you crazy. You got gout. Got headaches all the time. Can't see very good. When there's physical things that are consistently going on.
Sorry, I was just thinking anal leakage.
There's something wrong with her.
George Carlin. He was making a list similar to that. Sorry, it just popped. That Matrix thing. George Carlin.
Anyway, when there's a lot of physical stuff going on, I'm a firm believer. If you know me very, very well at all, you've heard me say it. Everything that we take on emotionally, mentally, and spiritually that we don't deal with will manifest itself physically. Mm-hmm. So what's the stress? What's really going on? Mm-hmm. And I truly believe for the majority, maybe not all, but at least the majority of our physical issues, there's something going on here or in your spirit. And you gotta be able to deal with it. Okay.
There's the
And
disease in that body.
so,
That word disease actually comes
Dis-ease.
from dis-ease within
Right,
the body.
right. So again, those are a form of synchronicities that are trying to tell you something. They may be trying to tell you that for a long, long time, and you're just not getting it because that journey inward is the hardest journey anybody ever takes. And I know people that are well older than I am that have never taken that journey because it's scary, it's hard. You have to accept responsibility for your part in stuff, and it's painful sometimes. But I really, truly believe if you get this stuff straight up here, if you get this stuff straight in here, the rest of it all comes together nicely. So again, synchronicity, there's something going on. The universe is trying to say, pay attention. Won't you wake up? Okay. All right.
Ease of transitions.
That's a good one. Ease of transition when you're getting ready to make a move, whether it be a career, whether it be, and I struggle with this one. I'll get to that in a second, but whether it be a career or maybe you're going to move where you live, or maybe you're going to move out of a relationship or move into a relationship. If it's easy, the synchronicity, things saying this is the way it's supposed to go. It's nice and smooth. My struggle sometimes is if it's hard, is it just trying to see how tenacious I am? Is it just trying to see how bad I want it? Am I really willing to work hard for it? So that's my struggle, my personal struggle sometimes, because I can be hard-headed when I decide I want something. Sometimes I work really, really hard for it, and I think during that time this should be easier. This should be easier. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with that one. Anybody got an opinion on that? Okay. Embarrassments. Are you always getting embarrassed by things you say, by things you do? I don't get embarrassed.
Very rarely do I anymore. This is like,
But if you are in a situation, maybe you're in a work situation, maybe you're in a, I don't know, maybe you're, working in an office, working in a hospital, working somewhere, and you often feel embarrassed or belittled or being made fun of or shaming or that type of thing. Maybe it's talking about your ego. Maybe you need to take a step back and look at yourself. Because sometimes people that have very low self-esteem have big egos. So maybe you need to look at that. Yeah. Get the same problems over and over and over again. Every time I turn around, somebody's bitching about something, and it happens all the time, all the time. Well, that's where you got to do your work, I guess. You got to look at the common denominator, right?
We're in the center. What are you working on? What you're not learning?
So if you're getting this, whatever the problem is, if you're getting the same problem over and over, you kind of deal with this problem, you get it out of the way, everything's looking pretty good, and then the same type of problem comes up, but maybe it's in a different form. Yeah. Try to take a step back and try to look a little deeper and say, what's the real underlying thing here? Okay.
It could be too, like, for instance, what you just said, going back to, this should be easier, this is harder for me. Maybe that's as you're working through to get that goal, even though you're working so hard and so being so tenacious, is maybe to remind you that you are a hard worker, that you are tenacious, that is your reminder. Yep. That's where your work is.
Yep. So a lot of times, I mean, these are not easy answers for anybody. These are not like cut and dry. We all have to walk our path, I think we should end because we've been on here for like almost 50 minutes already.
Okay.
And we're losing people and they're getting bored with us anyway. So
we can do that.
All right. We will be back next month. Do you remember the date?
Yep. I'll tell you in just a moment.
And we are going to do questions and answers. Yes. So come to us with your questions and we will do our best to answer them.
June 23rd.
June 23rd.
Is our question and answers. And then July 21st will be our readings.
We're going to be doing some readings. We haven't decided if we're going to do 3 cards or a 3-card spread or pick a card. We haven't decided yet, but we'll let you know.
Okay? Join us June 23rd if you guys have questions that you would like to ask Fran and I that are not reading related.
Right.
Okay. About our lives, about our path, how we began, whatever. I'm not going to answer for Fran. That's for her to do. I'm pretty much open to anything as long as it is respectful to yourself and others.
There you go. Okay. Peace. Enjoy this Sunday afternoon. Talk to you
Bye.
later. Bye.